This is HMP Perth. It houses around 670 male prisoners. But, like so many other prisons across Scotland, it's running out of space.
Since 2009 I've been coming here. I get out and I'm going to stay out for a few months, maybe 5-6 months maybe, and I'm back here.
The number of people being sent to prison is on the rise.
What would be the ideal situation for you in 12 months' time?
To be working. To go home and just be working, keep myself out of prison.
Now, staff at Perth are taking a deeper look at what leads people there in the first place and how they can try to prevent them from returning.
Perth is a very recovery-focused establishment. What we try and do is get them in a position when they're ready to actually work towards education, employability, health and well-being, and get them fitter both mentally and physically so that they're in a better position when they actually return to the community.
It's nearly lunchtime and the prison is bustling. Many are heading back to their halls after spending the morning in classes and workshops. Others work here in the kitchen.
This busy kitchen in the heart of Perth Prison is one of the main hubs of activity, producing over 2,000 meals every single day. But in this quieter corner, something different's happening. A small group of prisoners are being trained up to a professional kitchen standard, which will hopefully lead to employment on their release.
So gently pour and whisk in there.
The course is being led by a professional chef from Green King, a hospitality firm which owns pubs, restaurants and hotels across Scotland.
We've got 160 people already employed within Green King, which can through custody into full-time employment. And the aim is that by the end of 2025 that will be up to 400. So you know it's an achievable target going with all these programmes that are up and running.
So where it's maybe splitting there, that's where you use your fingertips.
A small group of prisoners are taking part in a 10-week training course. They'll learn practical skills within the kitchen and earn qualifications.
We talk about respect, teamwork, all the rest of it. It actually changes it, and we get feedback from the staff saying this person wouldn't have coped with that 3 months ago. And you can see that they're actually taken on board because we've got rules, the same rules as far as employment law. There's lots of banter, there's lots of kind of laughs and jokes along the way, but as long as the laugh and the joke isn't on the plate, then we continue to have a great rapport in here.
Lads, everyone finished with the chocolate chips?
Andy is from Liverpool but is serving more than 5.5 years in Perth for a crime he committed in Scotland. Before that, he ran his own cafe.
So this is the cake week. We've done fruit loaf with cherries and raisins in, and then I made a toffee sponge with toffee filling, toffee frosting and Oreo base. I just love being in the kitchen. I feel a passion when I'm in the kitchen. The training that you get, they're always on your shoulders, whispering things into your ear instead of pulling you up, which has been really good.
All you're doing is holding that pressure, and then it's your hand that's dominant that's squeezing.
The trainees are also being supported by prison staff.
Some of them confidence is lacking, and this is really something that's bringing some of these guys out. And what we do before these gents started with us is they worked in our main kitchen, and we really get to know them, we understand them, and then we've got quite a good bond. So when we do start this, everything comes together, there's a bit of respect, there's a bit of understanding, and it feels real. Rather than just working in a prison and I'm just an officer, it feels like I'm somebody that interacts with them, and there's a real benefit and there's a reward as well.
You feel more like colleagues within this space?
Well, very much so, and these chaps have said to me that, especially Andy said to me last week, that he does feel like this is real, and it is like a colleague. They're really excited about it, and it seems to be going really well so far.
Pop that down for me. You pass me the caster sugar.
Andy says training with a firm which has a track record of employing people with convictions is a big source of motivation.
If you work so hard in a prison, you think, right, I'm going home, I'm going to get the job doing what I want to do, and then bang, there's no job. Saying like that could possibly turn someone back to prison. But having that chance now it's not just up to the prison, it's up to yourself whether you're going to take that chance as well. So what you put in is what you get out.
I can imagine that having the opportunity to build that routine back up will be really invaluable for a lot of people.
That's structure and routines what keeps a lot of things in the prison systems that people say they're bored. If you put what you got into it and you really want it, you will succeed.
How confident are you that these guys can go out and apply these skills?
Oh, very much so.
In the real world?
Some of the chaps here had experience in catering before. Some didn't, but everybody's kind of lifted to quite a good level now, and I think we'll make a good success of this.
For instance, the barbers or the bike shed, and they take these qualifications outside and hopefully gain employment from them. Okay. So I'll take you to the barbers.
Tom Martin is the head of offender outcomes at Perth.
Prisoners that come into Perth Prison, if they're convicted, we will work through rehabilitation programmes for them, and we work with them to actually look at their cognitive thinking styles, their history of violence, and we work with them to actually try and get them to change their thinking styles about how they actually work forwards for that.
How attractive are these employability schemes for prisoners within Perth? Do you find it easy to recruit them onto them?
It's very attractive. I mean, the Construction Academy, initially I think there was 90 applicants for the Construction Academy. So what we did in that case was we actually made them apply for it. I asked the guys to apply. They were supported by Skills Development Scotland in the interview process. We interviewed them and then we gave them feedback and we selected 8 from that. It's really important and there's a real interest in it because these are real opportunities that people can see the benefit from. They can see the potential for employment on release.
Aside from the hospitality and construction programmes, prisoners have the opportunity to learn skills in bike repair and barbering too. The newest course is landscaping. A small unused space outside has been developed into a garden with the help of Dundee and Angus College.
I think they're taking pride in what they're doing because they wouldn't be here if they didn't want to be here. And they're taking ownership of the space that we've created. If they haven't had experience of being in a working environment in the past, this is giving them some structure. It's giving them a reason to get out of bed and come to something, so there's stability, there's structure. All these things are definitely going to help.
Jamie has served several prison sentences, but he says having work to focus on gives his days more purpose.
It's good, it maybe takes a bit of that anxiety for getting out of it because you're getting out with a plan. Because I think it's probably the biggest thing to get out with a plan and stick to it if you can.
One of the many challenges the prison service is grappling with is the rates of reoffending. The most recent figures show 26.9% who've served a custodial sentence reoffend within a year of being released. Jamie hopes opportunities like this can help him break that pattern.
Since 2009 I've been coming here. I get out and I stay out for a few months, maybe 5-6 months maybe, and I'm back here. Same thing again, it's just like a revolving door. If you get out by the head that you're going to do well this time, you tell everybody you're going to do well, and then within a couple of days everything's hectic basically, no money, fall back into the old routines and just be silly basically.
Why do you tend to fall back into those old patterns?
There's a lot of challenges, the same people that you know, you might see them, boredom, drugs as well, drink. It's all in your face basically, so you can give in basically. What's
it like for you when you are approaching the end of a sentence? Is that quite a daunting time, maybe not knowing what it is you're going out to?
I guess the anxiety is through the roof. Basically, you know exactly what to expect, everything at the same time, dinner at the same time. So it might not be a nice place to be, but it's quite easy to be here as well.
Tom says there is more understanding now of the need for prisons to provide more than just punishment.
We know that the rate of reoffending in Scotland is relatively high. What do you think that generally comes down to?
It's interesting because if you look at the prison population, the demographic in the prison population is quite high, between the ages of 30 to 49. If that's the case, then generally these are people that potentially may have come to a point in their life where their employment's not worked out, their family's not worked out, they've maybe lost a lot of support in the community, so they turn to offending as a way to survive or to make financial gains. And then they come into custody, and I think when they come into custody, what we need to do is take these people and tell them that, you know, at this age they've still got opportunities ahead of them, and it's how they approach them and take them for the best.
For the first time, HMP Perth is working with local services to make the transition back into the community easier for those leaving prison.
One of the biggest problems that a lot of people in custody have is housing, especially if they don't have a family to return to. So from that housing issue, there then spirals other complex needs about employability, about welfare, about GP registrations, and we introduce partners at an early stage. Normally 6 weeks before release to try and encourage them and motivate them. But what we are now, with the employability options that we have now and the pilot schemes that we have with Fife and Perth Council, there's a through care avenue there, which is really important.
There may be people who would watch this piece who would think prisoners getting support with housing is somewhat unfair. What would you say to them?
I think everyone has a right to housing. I mean, everyone, whether in Scotland, I don't know what background you have, but I think everyone has the right to housing. I think housing gives people stability, and from that stability, people take a real opportunity then to turn their lives around.
Andy and Jamie won't be released for a while yet, but they're focused on using that time as effectively as possible. Ideal scenario, you leave, you get a job with Green King. What would that be like for you?
Perfect. It's up to me then to run away with and take it two hands, because we're a little lad who I've been the best to as a dad, so we need to make sure that's right when I go home.
That's an important example to set for him as well.
Massive. We talk about stuff on the computer all the time, I'm on the phone, so it'd be nice for them to see this as well.
You can show him off your new skills.
Yeah.
The biggest dream is for not coming back here and make my dad proud, basically. And I wouldn't mind giving back to the community, obviously, because I've done some bad things, but I'm not a bad person.
It'll be a hard thing to do.
It's very hard, I think that the jail doesn't work, given all the things that happen, and these courses are brilliant because it's giving people a chance. And I'll not work for everybody, I'll work for some people, and the more people that can stay out of the jail, the better.